What's troubling for Trey Lance is the same issues pop up every preseason game. Overramped at the beginning, throws the short passes too hard. And then even as he got into the rhythm of the game in the second half, first pass to Jalen Hurd, which Hurd dropped low. That was a sinker. And then the pass to Jawan Jennings, the one that was 8 feet over his head, that's embarrassing. So, okay, that's Lance. He still has these issues. I'm not crushing him for it, but what am I trying to say here? It seems to me that the Niners aren't doing a great job of helping him improve. I mean, he's gotten reps with the backups, but when he plays with the starters, first of all, he's not allowed to start. That doesn't build confidence. We don't even trust you to start a preseason game, Trey. You can't even start a preseason game, okay? We don't trust you. You're not ready. And when you do play with the starters, you're handing off 95% of the time. Because we don't even trust you to hold the ball and run. We certainly don't trust you to throw the ball. That is the message that they're conveying when they bring him into the game and use him like Taysom Hill. And I gotta say, if this was the plan, to draft a quarterback at number 3 and use him like Taysom Hill, it was a terrible plan. I don't see how bringing in a quarterback and asking him to hand off 90% of the time, how does that help him develop? What part of that game does that develop? His handoff skills? I think he's good at handing the ball off. I think he can work on something else. But what they're telling him is, dude, you're not a passer yet. We drafted you with the 3rd pick, but don't think that we think you're good, because we don't. We look at you as a freaking running back, and you're going to help our running game this year, but we don't trust you to throw the ball past the line of scrimmage. You thought we had misgivings about Jimmy. Well, you're making us find new appreciation in Jimmy because we don't freaking trust you. I don't think that's the best way to develop a quarterback. You drafted this guy number 3. You're supposed to be all in. You're supposed to work. You're supposed to encourage him through the mistakes. Hey, don't worry, we still believe in you. But I don't know what they're saying to him, but all the actions indicate we don't trust you. We don't trust you. Right now, you're Taysom Hill. You can come in and you can hand the ball off a run. But when it comes to throwing, we're going to stick with Jimmy Garoppolo in that. I don't think that's the best way to develop a quarterback. I don't feel like the Niners are doing right by Trey Lance. He didn't ask to come here. They wanted him to come here and to replace Jimmy Garoppolo. And then somewhere along the line, they're like, you know what? Let's stick with Jimmy, actually. Trey, what you're going to do this year is you're going to be Taysom Hill, okay? It's going to be great. Sure, Taysom Hill's a 30-year-old, former whatever, mid-round pick. You are a 21-year-old future franchise quarterback, but for the first year or two, you're going to be running back. You're going to have a package of plays like Taysom Hill, and that will help you become a quarterback. You running the ball will help you be a better quarterback. I don't know. I don't get it. I just don't feel like the Niners maximize their time with their quarterback. The way that they divvied up playing time this offseason led to very little improvement for either quarterback. Jimmy got most of the starting reps, did nothing with them, kind of held serve, didn't improve, didn't embarrass himself. Trey Lance got very few starters reps, and when he did play with the starters, was asked to hand off. I just don't think other coaches would go about developing the number 3 pick in the draft that way. Not the number 10 pick, not the number 12 pick, not a 3rd round pick. The number 3 pick in the draft is doing a Taysom Hill impression. I don't blame him for that. Trey, I genuinely feel bad for you, man. You could have got drafted by some other team that's young, that doesn't have Jimmy Garoppolo on it, that isn't trying to go revenge tour 2.0, and been allowed to learn on the job. Have a coach who's in your corner. But here it's like you got drafted to some team that's having... It's like... Okay, he's like... It's almost like he's the new girlfriend, you know, Trey Lance. But Kyle Shanahan still is kind of in the relationship with his old girlfriend, Jimmy Garoppolo. And Lance is like, okay, we're together now. And like Lance and Kyle's like, well, soon. I promise I'm leaving Jimmy. I promise I'm leaving Jimmy. But, you know, I can't just yet. What? Anyway, I don't feel that the Niners' plan for the offseason really benefited Trey Lance that much. Unless they want him to be a better Taysom Hill, in which case, for sure, it was a great offseason. And I don't think the Niners' offseason plan helped Jimmy Garoppolo that much, unless the plan was for him to be the same exact freaking quarterback they wanted to replace, which he is. So good. I don't know. I think Kyle Shanahan, I have a lot of respect for a lot of things he does. He really has a great system, a great scheme, but this is different. This is mentoring. And again, he's negative. Everything he conveyed to Jimmy Garoppolo for 4 years is, you're not good enough for me. I don't like you. I'm the star of this offense. When we succeed, it's in spite of you, and I'm doing it basically in spite of you. Now he's doing the same thing with Trey Lance. Hey, man, you're not ready, man. You can't even throw on this team. You're just not ready. Well, then why did you draft him? Anyway, Lance, everyone said you got drafted in the best situation. You could argue you got drafted in the worst situation, because it's a no-win situation for you. You have to be perfect, playing like Taysom Hill. And Jimmy can just continue on being the mediocre Jimmy. And everyone's like, well, we got to stick with this guy. I'm sorry, Trey. I mean, freaking Mac Jones only has to go up against Cam Newton, who has no ties to that team. Justin Fields has to go up against Andy Dalton, who's been on that team the same amount of time as him. But Trey has to go up against some guy that some people in this team and fan base think is like Joe Montana reincarnated. Sorry, Trey. Not a very easy situation. They didn't really set you up for success. Hold on. I've been getting a few comments. Let me go back. I was in the zone. Hold the phone. Hold on. Okay. All right. Hold on. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any. I might have missed some. Okay. Hold on. Hold the phone. Okay. Here we go. Chewy says, Trey's going to develop better by being put in good situations where he can be successful. How Lowell said Walsh did with Montana. Okay. So the zone read is going to make him a better passer. That's what they're doing with him. Hey, come in and run the zone read, Trey. Get out. I don't see it. I don't think that helps you become a quarterback. It helps you become Taysom Hill for sure. No doubt. What do the Detroit Lions and Kyle have in common? They both want Jimmy to be the starter. Oh, that's such a good that's a great comment. I totally freaking agree with that. Cheaton says, why do you think the two quarterback system won't work? Perhaps it's a perfect way to bring Trey along without being overwhelmed. When has it ever worked in the history of the NFL? Usually teams play two quarterbacks because they don't have a true starter. The Niners are trying to make you think they're starting two quarterbacks because they have two starters, when what we're seeing is they have none. Jimmy's the same guy they wanted to replace. Trey's not ready. They have no starters. That's why they're playing both. It's not good, considering Justin Fields looks good, Mac Jones looks good, Matthew Stafford was available. No starters on this team right now. Got to say. Grant, chill out, man. It's just preseason. I'm sorry. I tried to be positive at first, but I failed. Hold on. Swan Song, if Lance is Lance Kyle's new girlfriend, Trey is getting a random Wednesday and Jimmy gets the weekends. Yeah, man. It seems like they met on Tinder. Kyle said he was single, and then like on the third date, he's like, well, I can't really date on Fridays and Saturdays because I'm still with my wife, but we're getting divorced. No, I haven't served the papers yet, but I'm going to. It's like, Trey, maybe you should get a more healthy relationship. Eduardo says, I'm a member. Thank you, Eduardo. Trey says, I think you're missing a key element here. The Niners are a Super Bowl roster, and Jimmy has proven to get them there. They will be a weapon regardless. Then why did they trade for Trey Lance? If Jimmy is a good enough quarterback for this team and it's a Super Bowl roster, they could have got something to help him. They could have got Kyle Pitts, that's the player I wanted to take. No, they are not head and shoulders better than the rest of the league where they could just waste their first round pick on a player who won't contribute this year and still win. No, they are a playoff team, not a Super Bowl team. They're tripping. They are in denial. And so are you, Trey. Trey, if that is your real name. Rich says this is management's fault for not getting rid of Jimmy as soon as they drafted Trey. Who's to say Kyle wanted to get rid of Jimmy, man? Where does Kyle stand here? We have no idea where Kyle stands here. Which running backs make the cut? Okay. Sermon, Mostert, Hasty, Mitchell. I think those four. And they can keep a fifth one if they want. Gallman. But I don't think they need Gallman. I think the other ones look too good. They're younger. Those would be the four I would keep. Mitchell's interesting because he can return kicks as well. That's your special teamer right there. On another note, your favorite NFL team? Always wondered. I don't have one. I cover the league for a living. I don't root for any team. On another note, oh yeah, so I don't do that. Not my job.